Hi everybody, it is Tuesday night and that means it's time to make a cocktail. Tonight we're making a Smokey Pineapple Mai Tai. Stay tuned. This exclusive cocktail club meets weekly to mix drinks, trade tips, and explore the history in every glass. No paywall, no dues, but the handshake, that stays secret. Back again, so tonight we're making the Smokey Pineapple Mai Tai. So I promised my one of the club members that I would make a 3 nights of tequila cocktail. So tonight is number 3 in that series. But I also had some pineapple syrup to use up. So I was just deciding, how to make a drink and what would work. I noticed on Instagram, the High Proof Preacher, he made a Mezcal pineapple margarita. And so I modified that. I thought although I liked Mezcal, I thought it was too much Mezcal and it was too overpowering, so I played with the ratios a little bit. So I came up with my own riff, which I'm calling a Mai Tai. It kind of has the structure of a Mai Tai. It's a little more tropical, I think, with the pineapple. And so, I love talking about Mai Tais. Anytime I get to say Don the Beachcomber or Trader Vic, that's a great video. Both of those have claim to inventing the Mai Tai in the 1940s in California. One was in LA, one was in Berkeley or something. And so there's all these competing stories, but other people can tell them better than I can. But I do like saying those 2 names. Anyways, the reason I find that I tone down the Mezcal, I just find it so overpowering. I think if you're making drinks in a bar, people go into that bar for, gourmet and intense cocktails, they might be looking for the Mezcal. I think a lot of people, though, find it overpowering. And I think that's one of the charms of being a home bartender is you can always modify things as you need it. I think if Uncle Ed loves really strong Mezcal drinks, then you make it with 2 ounces of Mezcal. But if Aunt Jean says, no, it's too much, only use half an ounce and the rest tequila, I think that's much better. That's the advantage of being the home bartender. You can really modify your drinks for each person that walks in the room. I guess my point is I find a cocktail recipe more of a roadmap than a formula. And so, you always have to be prepared to make those adjustments. When you watch videos here, somebody uses a particular brand of Mezcal or tequila, or they make pineapple syrup and the pineapple they used was sweeter than yours, or you had to use some kind of store-bought thing. It's really hard and you always have to adjust. So I think you really got to be prepared to modify as you go along. I think that's also one of the charms of being a home bartender is, you can make things to your own taste. And so the recipe also calls for some pineapple syrup, which I made on my own by taking some pineapple ends and from when I cut up a pineapple, coating it with sugar, putting it in the refrigerator overnight, and it turns into a syrup. You might have to add a little water to it to get it the right consistency, but it's really a great ingredient. Let's mix it up. So I have the 1.5 ounces of tequila. And again, you can play with this recipe as long as it all adds up to 2. You can do, 1 and 1 or some other ratio. And then I have the Mezcal. And then I'm just adding in the pineapple syrup, 3/4 and 3/4 of the lime juice. And so I've got ice in my tin. And so I'm gonna just shake this up. Okay. And then I have my glass with ice. I strain it in there. And there you have the Smokey Pineapple Mai Tai. And then I garnish with a lime wheel. And there you have it. It's really a great drink. I only use about half ounce of Mezcal. For my taste, that's really great. You get the smokiness, you get a hint of it. You get the pineapple too. It's kind of tropically. So you get all those tasting notes. You get the pineapple, you get the smokiness. It's not overpowering, and it's a nice balanced cocktail. It's very refreshing. It's very summery. It really is more like a tiki cocktail than a margarita. So I'm glad I'm calling it the Mai Tai. But there you have it. So there you go. Next week, I'm off for the next 2 weeks. But after that, we'll be back with regular club meetings. And I'm thinking, last week I talked about a gin Ricky, which is a DC thing, which I like to make. But there's also other cocktails. I was thinking about a Japanese cocktail, but we'll see what inspires me and what comes along. So everybody, please go ahead and make this drink. Enjoy the cocktails with your friends and family.